Hi everyone, delonewolf here, and welcome back to some EVE Online. Welcome to my after report for the second mass test of Phoebe. Unfortunately, I missed the first mass test, but I managed to get online for the second one. And during this mass test, the first thing we had to test was the accepting of missions. So there were a few level 1 agents that were prepared for us, and a few hundred people in station had to accept missions at the same time. This went pretty smoothly. I didn't notice any problems or any changes with that system myself. One thing I did notice was when I undocked, I had a blue icon indicating the station where I had to bring in the missions. So I think that's actually going to be very helpful for new players. I still remember struggling with finding where I had to bring in my first few missions when I first started EVE Online. That had always bothered me a little bit because all the stations look so much alike. They're just the same bracket in space. Having one with a blue icon indicating that, yep, there is an active agent where you've accepted or where you have to complete your mission, I think is actually a small thing that's going to be very helpful. The second test involved the multi-cell window. Now, there I probably did some stuff wrong, but because of that, I did not break anything in my client. So it turns out that when you were trying to sell a single item from the multi-cell window, you would actually break the window and you had to restart the whole process over. But I just skipped straight to trying to sell multiple items at the same time. Anything that did not have a buy order in the station would have a pop-up show up that it couldn't match my order. But for me it did seem to work as intended, but later on in the test, CCP did acknowledge that there is a problem with selling just a single item through the window that would actually break the window. And so we didn't even have to involve any bug reports or anything like that about this situation. CCP fully acknowledged it. I guess they saw it themselves as well. But yeah, a testing of the multi-cell window was involved there as well. After that, it was more familiar territory. We had to group up at one of the gates. Everyone had to jump through at the same time. Capitals and super capitals had to use a Sino or the gate. I think a few used the gate. But overall that was okay. The undocking, because there were probably several dozen titans involved in this mass test, the undocking was in huge tie-dye. That was quite surprising. But outside of a little bit of delay when jumping to the next system, I didn't notice any real problems. After that we went to our classical post bash, which went pretty fast with a few dozen titans. I noticed an okay performance, like 20 frames per second when I was zoomed in trying to see some of the action, 30 frames per second when I was fully zoomed out. And the post bash, as I said, was actually pretty damn smooth. And then, as always, Fleet W had to put up a gate camp around the Poitot gate, or in the Poitot system around the XVB gate, and then Fleet X would come in, and yeah, there would be a fight there to check performance. Honestly, I didn't check on performance just because there were so many titans involved. All of a sudden it was a huge firework of doomsday weapons, which was pretty impressive to see and fun to fraps. So I think I'll show that at the end of the video with the new Phoebe team that was released. But other than that, if I had to condense the entire test in a nutshell, I would say that the client is looking quite good. I saw, again, with zooming in and zooming out very fast, I saw no problems with the textures or anything like that. It's just a multi-cell window still has some problems that will need to be fixed or addressed before launching that. I understand that with a few hundred people it may not be exactly representative, but in trade hubs like Jita and Dodixi and Amar, I do think that there will be a lot of people doing a lot of actions at the same time. And so yeah, if it actually breaks the window, it's a problem that probably needs to be fixed before the release of Phoebe. Anyways, I'll show you guys some of that doomsday action. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.